Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I have finished playing Pokemon Violet. I have completed the entire game. I finished all three of the storylines, and now I'm ready to give my opinion on the game as a whole. Right now in the background is current music from the Scarlet and Violet games. So I'm not going to go too deep into the story for those who do not want to be spoiled and all that, but if you guys don't really care and you don't mind being spoiled, then you guys can stick around. So basically, this game, Scarlet and Violet, basically references past and future. Violet is about the future, and Scarlet is about the past. I haven't played Scarlet yet. It's the same game as Violet, but, you know, I will eventually get Scarlet down the road. But I played Violet. So, you have a few friends. You have 3 story paths. Victory Road, Path of Legends, and Star Road. No, not the Super Mario Star Road, but there's 3 storylines, and you have 3 friends to help you out along your quest there. Nemona is the main one with the Victory Road path, you know, collecting all the gym badges, and then you got Arvin, who's a bit of a dick to you at first. But he becomes a really good pal of yours in the Path of Legends storyline. And also, I guess I didn't really read too much into the dialogue, because I kind of skipped through most of the dialogue. Apparently the professors, Sada and Tora, in these games are the mummy and daddy of Arvin. So that's quite interesting to learn. Quite an interesting thing to learn about. You go to a school, an academy. Unfortunately, it's not an alpha academy, but it's an academy. You go to school and you learn some. It's just your typical school. You got exams, you got biology and history, language. Just your typical school, just like your typical school. And that's a thing. That's kind of the main thing. You got the director, which is Clavel. He sends you out on a treasure hunt. Find something to treasure and all that stuff. So that's what the 3 paths are all about. Finding out what your treasure is. So I just want to say, I personally liked some of the newer Pokemon. I have to say, the MVP of my team that I had was Annihilate, the new evolution to Primate. It was so good. It was such a lifesaver. I personally enjoyed using it. Ceruledge is another cool Pokemon I really enjoyed using. The new Ice Dragon, the new pseudo-legendary Ice Dragon, I can't remember its name off the top of my head. Raxstilader or something like that. That's a pretty cool mon. And the starter choice I went with for Violet is Sprigatito, the grass cat. I've seen a lot of people talk about the designs of Pokemon. They say, oh, the design of a Pokemon. You know, they will say like it's either good or bad, which will determine how they feel about a Pokemon. I don't look at it that way. Even though I'm not really sold on Quaxly's evolutionary line, which is why I'm going to be picking Fuecoco for Scarlet. But I will say this. People really gave Sprigatito's evolution a bad rap because they didn't like the design. Well, I'll tell you this. That's your opinion, and I respect it. But I'm not about the designs of a Pokemon. I don't care what a Pokemon looks like. To me, as long as they're competitive, they're great in battle, and they can help me through my main adventure, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me, and Sprigatito, or Meowska, whatever its final evolution is called. It was great. It was great to have. It was a great Pokemon. I was genuinely worried because it had the same type as Shiftry and Cacturn, but it blows them out of the water. It blows them out of the water so easily. It blows them out of the water so easily. It's a really good Pokemon. I don't care what it looks like, as long as it's great. The thing about design, when it comes to Pokemon designs, if you really want me to nitpick on certain designs, I don't really like Pawmi in its entire evolutionary line. It just looks the damn same. The new Dolphin basically evolves into the same thing, just with a love heart on its chest. So yeah, that's kind of the two Pokemon off the top of my head I can think of that are pretty bad. Then you've got Wiglet that evolves into Wugtrio. I mean, come on, I think we all expected that to be its name. Well, I think we all expected that. The other Pokemon that was a lot like Wiglet was Tentacool, which was called Toadscool. Honestly, I like it. I honestly like Toadscool. It looks so funny. It looks so funny to see like it's running on its the tentacles, like the tentacles that it used that it's in because it's a jellyfish. It just looks so funny seeing it walking around and then just seeing it run away on its jellyfish legs. It just looks so hilarious, and I love it. I love Toadscool. Toadscool and Toadscruel are actually one of my favorite Pokemons. They look so cool and just so funny. They just look so funny running around on their jellyfish legs. You know, actually running instead of being jellyfish, which I thought was hilarious. As for the gym battles, I have to say most of the gym battles are pretty fun. I didn't really struggle with many of them. The gym tests, though, I have to say, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of some of them. I didn't mind the Olive Roll for the bug type. I didn't mind the Sunflora one. Some of them I didn't mind. I didn't mind Iono's gym test. But a few of them I just wasn't a fan of. I would prefer the Sword and Shield gym tests over the ones in Scarlet and Violet. At least the Sword and Shield ones were actually fun. But when I come back and play this game again in the future, when I decide to do it on the channel, I have to do all these challenges again, and some of them I'm just not a fan of. Which is quite unfortunate. Which is quite unfortunate if you ask me. The one thing I will say I can complain about is the map. I know the map is big and wide and it's great, I do like it, but I feel like navigating your way around can kind of be a bit confusing. I find the map, I think navigating your way around can be a bit confusing because it's just a ginormous, like the map is so ginormous. So I feel it can be a little bit annoying to navigate around, especially when you're trying to reach to certain areas. Yeah, you can put a flag down to set your destination, but it really takes a while to get to it. Because it's such an open world game. So let's talk about some of the paths, shall we? We've got the Path of Legends. That one is Titan Battles. Where you team up with Arven to go searching for Titan Pokemon. I do like that the Titan Pokemon were all new Pokemon. I will sit here and say, I do like it. I like that the Titans are just the Chaldean new Pokemon. We had Bomberder as one of the Titans. It's like a dark flying type. Kind of reminds me of Volibear, I think it is, and its evolutionary stage. Like that's kind of the typing. But, you know, Bomberder is basically it's basically a stork. It's basically a stork Pokemon. And one of them is Clorf. We all knew about Clorf, the big rock crab. We knew about Clorf being one of them, the rock crab. There was another one. It was a steel worm. I'm not sure I can't remember the name of that one, but there was a steel worm. And the one I personally hated was the giant fish. Donozo, or Donozo, or however you say it. The big giant whale fish. And like this little tiny sushi fish. I swear to God, though, like, the big giant fish wasn't a problem, but the little sushi fish really gave me issues. It got to a point where I thought I was generally going to lose when it had like this amount of HP left. It really annoyed me. But yeah, that's the path of legends. You just go around beating up big giant Titan Pokemon to find the Herba Mystica. And Arven wants those herbs to heal up one of his Pokemon, one of the brand new dog Pokemon, Mastiff, the evolution form of it, and it's quite an interesting story. And you unlock your abilities to fly and all that through the power of legends. So now a Miraidon or Koraidon, depending on the one you play, can add extra abilities like jump really high, run really fast, gliding across the world, climbing up walls, stuff like that. Stuff like that. The Team Star bases, however, I will say they were probably the most irritating things about this game. I hate that engine Pokemon. I don't hate it as in, oh, its design is bad. I generally just hate it in general, because it was so freaking annoying to deal with in the Team Star bases. Like, holy shit, Poison Steel? That is obviously a new typing, but that has to be the most ridiculous typing ever. Like, those things, Reveroom, I think that's what they're called, Reveroom, like, because they're an engine. Like, that thing just made me so mad. Those things made me so mad. They were just super annoying. They were super annoying to deal with. And in the end, after you complete Star Road, the Star Road path, Penny is revealed as the big leader. Penny is also one of your friends from the school. She is revealed as the final boss of Team Star. Also, I found a shiny Pokemon during my main adventure. Oh no, I am not kidding. I actually found a full-on shiny. No method. Just found a wild shiny Pokemon just out in the wild. What was it? It was a Murkrow. It was pink. Like, I didn't do no methods. I did 0 methods. I was just killing Sinistes. I was just running around killing Sinistes just so that I could evolve so I could get my Ceruledge. And then I just found a wild found a wild Murkrow just out in the wild. Honestly, if that turns out to be the only shiny I ever get in Scarlet and Violet, I'm not gonna be upset about it. Because it's a great Pokemon. It's a great evolution to have. It's a great Pokemon. But anyway, the ultimate story is the Victory Road. You beat that, you become the champion. I'm not going to spoil too much about that for those who don't want to be spoiled. But the final area of the game is you finding Professor Toro. And you see a lot of futuristic Pokemon. There's like a future Donphan, a future Hariyama, a future Delibird. There's a lot of futuristic Pokemon because, you know, paradox forms, which is what they're called. And I'm sorry I didn't mean to spoil them, but yeah, that's what they are. And Professor Toro is not exactly evil, but he's dead. Yeah, apparently he's dead. The Professor Tora that speaks to you is a robot. Is a robot version of him. And he battles you. And he battles you. You beat him. Your Miraidon enters its battle form, which I freaking hate its moves. It had terrible moves. I gave it better moves after the main credits rolled. And, yeah, and then you beat another Miraidon, which I'm not sure how the hell that was possible. There was 2 Miraidons. But, yeah, that's a thing. And, yeah, that's basically Scarlet and Violet in a nutshell. I'm not going to give too much out of the way. I've seen a lot of people talk about performance issues and bugs. Personally, yeah, I did see some issues with the performance, but I wasn't gonna let it ruin my day. The game was still playable. It wasn't bad to the point where I couldn't play it. Okay? It was still playable, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that. So I'm not gonna complain too much about the performance of the game. I still generally enjoyed it despite that. So overall, outside of not spoiling too much, my overall feelings about this game, I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend giving this a go if you are into open world games. I definitely give it a try if you want to try it out. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs up. Give me your thoughts down below. And I will see you all next time.